setting new standards in podcast excellence. You have joined the WBT, fully focused on business and taxes. Here is your host, Michael Lodge.
Welcome to the WBT. This is Michael Lodge. Over the last few weeks, I have become very concerned over the challenge of the Constitution of the United States. And I'm concerned because we see high-ranking individuals within the Department of Justice and within the FBI and within the state of California who are willing to challenge the Constitution, not obey the laws, not enforce the laws. Instead, they are creating a world of laws all by themselves. We have judges who are creating their own rulings, their own laws based upon what their political belief is. So the Constitution and the laws of this land are put to the side in order for these individuals to decide what they feel is best for the United States. Not what the law says, but what they feel, based upon their political agenda. Now, some have said these individuals are out there because they want to destroy the president. I kind of believe that. But I also believe that there are individuals who are so thirsty for power and who want to control your life and my life that they're willing to abandon the Constitution and create their own rules. That is the part of life and the evil part of politics, when these individuals want to change a country into something that it was never supposed to be. They want to make this country into a nation that is governed purely by their own rules. If you look at California, who it has now become a criminal offense if you serve somebody with a straw, if you give somebody a straw to drink out of, that becomes a controlling law that says if you do that, we will make you a criminal. It's that threat upon their lives. And then they open up the borders and they abandon the Constitution of protecting our borders and creating those laws that protect our immigration system, and they create their own set of rules. They create sanctuary cities, sanctuary states, and they refuse to work with any government agency who does not go by their set of rules instead of what the Constitution and the law says. That is very dangerous to this nation. We cannot sit here and take this any longer as Americans. Those of you who are in California, you are being attacked every single day by socialist liberals who are trying to make California the law of the land over you. They no longer care about bringing new businesses in. They no longer care about creating a state that used to be the leader of all states in industry, in movies, in entertainment, and technology. It's there, but with a very socialist hand to control everything, you and me. This is a nation which was guided on the principle of freedom, on the principle of liberty and justice for all. And now we have to question, are we going to get justice? Do we have liberty? Is it being taken away from us? This is the important question that you and I have to ask every single day. And then we have to stand up and we have to fight back. Those of you in California, you need to fight back on all of these liberal issues that are trying to destroy your city, your community, your schools. We should be ashamed of ourselves as a state of California when our education system is ranked 45th in the nation. 45th in the nation, that means we're failing. We're failing our students. And I place the blame back into your hands, mom and dads, because it's your responsibility to make sure that your school system is following the right way of education and not the wrong way. When our students do not know the history of our state or the history of our nation or even what the Constitution is about, there is a problem. I was talking to one of my godchildren the other day, and I said, who was, and I named off the historical person. They could not tell me anything about that individual or the history of that situation of that individual or how they helped America to become and write the Constitution of the United States. That's a dangerous situation that our nation is in when our children do not know the history of this nation or can tell the story of this nation or can tell you what the Constitution is all about. In the state of California, you have Governor Brown, you've got Lieutenant Governor Gavin Newsom, who have done so much damage to this state that they have to be stopped. And the only way that you can stop them is by voting in people who are worried about your needs and not about illegal needs. They are worried about your needs first instead of their political agenda. When they put their political agenda ahead of your needs as a taxpayer, there's a big problem. Because now you no longer have a voice. And that's what has happened over the last few years with this liberalism that has grasped the state legislature up in Sacramento, California, who have destroyed this state. And now they want to add more taxes upon you. They want to raise your taxes. That's the next step in the legislature, is to raise your taxes again. They just raised your gasoline tax, and now they want to raise other taxes on you. And you sit there and you say nothing. You do nothing. You don't fight back. You just let it go with the flow. And pretty soon they're squeezing you. And pretty soon the house prices are so high that you cannot even afford to live here anymore. Because government has taken control. Government is the problem. It is not the solution. The government is run by the people. You and I, the taxpayer. And it's our responsibility to vote for people who are going to fight for you and me, the legal citizens of the state. And that goes for any state who are turning their backs upon the people to offer the illegal individuals that are here a free rule of law. They abandon the law. But if you and I ever do anything in this nation, we are the first ones to be prosecuted and put in jail. But no one else who is here illegally, they have a free reign because liberal socialist politicians, that's their political agenda. So we can't stand here any longer, people. I'm going to give this lecture every single week to you guys until you finally get up and start doing something. If you're in Los Angeles, get up and do something. If you're in San Francisco, stand up and do something. Vote these people out of office who are abandoning the laws of the land. The Constitution is the foundation of this nation. It's the foundation of all laws that are created. But if you have laws being created that is in opposition of the Constitution, then we have a nation that is being attacked. Our Constitution is being attacked. Our freedoms, our liberties are being attacked. And we have to stop it. Over this next week, I want you to really think about the situation that we are in. We are in an evil situation where we need to stand up and stop these individuals. All of you cities out there in California who have not stood up and joined the Department of Justice lawsuit against the state of California, stand up now. All of you taxpayers in California, push your cities to stand up and fight against California's political situation up in Sacramento, where they are pushing the sanctuary cities and the sanctuary states. It has to end. But it will only end if you and I fight back. That's the only way. We need to fight back. Our Constitution, as I said before, is the foundation of this law, the foundation of this nation, the foundation of our liberties. And once we have people challenging that, we can lose it all very quickly. I love my nation, and I know you love your nation. We all love this nation greatly. But we do not love political agendas. And we have to fight and stop these things. I know it's hard really to think about it, right? We're working 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, a lot of us are, just so that we can pay for our rent, pay for our food, pay for our gas with higher gas taxes. When do we have time to fight back? We have to make that time. Even if you take just 1 hour early in the morning to write your state legislature, write the governor, write your city council, write everything to oppose this takeover by government, you have to dedicate a little bit of time. Voices create a movement. We're not telling you to take your guns out. We're not telling you to do anything bad. What I'm telling you to do is get involved. Let your voice be known, because you are a taxpayer of the state and of the federal government. Your voice counts. Even though you don't think it does, it really does. California, if you don't wake up, and if you don't get some cojones on you pretty soon, you're going to lose your state. And we can no longer afford to lose our state. We can no longer afford to lose jobs out of the state of California. We can no longer afford to lose the middle class who are escaping to other states. We can no longer afford to have a government taking over our freedoms and our liberties and challenging the Constitution of the United States. You and I have got to do better at this. We've got to stand up. And if you have to do a podcast, or if you have to do a blog, or if you have to write letters, or if you have to, whatever you have to do it to get your voice heard, that enough is enough. Let's have a little bit of faith in each other to do what is right for this state and for this nation. We've seen how corrupt the Department of Justice had become. We've seen, and we're still learning every single day, how corrupt and how politically corrupt they were in the FBI. And we see how a few people are trying to destroy a president, the office of the presidency. How evil. How unpatriotic. How idiots they are to think that they can hide this from the American people. Thank God we have people, some good people, who stood up and said, we're going to fight this. And we're going to let the American people know what's going on. And now we see what's going on in California. My gosh, I can't believe that the governor of California, with Gavin Newsom, has this billions and billions and billions of dollar train system that they're trying to put together that is so far out of budget and it's not going anywhere. They've stolen that money from the new gas tax that you and I voted for, that we should not have voted for. So here we go. We're starting out the week. This week, get involved. This week, let your voices be heard. Don't be afraid. We have a great land. We have a great country. We have the most powerful constitution that even other countries have copied. Support, defend the Constitution. Don't look at the political issues. Don't look at those. Look clearly at the Constitution and how it's being challenged, because the law is the law. Local governments cannot be allowed to make up their own little laws to support their own political agenda when it's in clear conflict of our Constitution. Let's fight it. California, stand up. Americans, stand up. Fight it. When we see our Constitution under attack, fight back. This is Mike Lodge for the WBT. I'll talk with you soon. Everybody, support the Constitution.
Thank you for listening to the WBT with Michael Lodge. Join us again tomorrow as we explore more about business and taxes. Follow us on iHeartRadio and go to our podcast website at www.wbtpod.com and listen to all of our podcasts and read our blogs.
World of Business and Taxes on WBT.
This is brought to you by Lodge & Co., a business and tax advisory firm where your success is our goal. Call us today toll-free at 888-681-1518. or visit us at www.lodge-co.com and learn more about what we can do for you. Lodge & Co., your source for sound business and tax services.